So when a new product like the iPad Air comes out, it's a good time to consider, should you pay full price for the new iPad, or maybe save some money and get the older version, which is still a pretty good option even in 2022. Well, in this video, we're going to compare the new iPad Air 5 versus the iPad Air 4 to see which one you should buy. So one of the biggest things that may decide which one you go with is gonna be the price. The new iPad Air 5 starts at $599 for the new base model, but I've seen the older iPad Air 4 as low as $529 on sites like Amazon as of this video, but I would expect that price to keep dropping as time goes on. You get up to 256 gigabytes of storage with both of these, but you're only gonna get a 4G cellular version with the iPad Air 4, 5G cellular connection with the iPad Air 5. If you're only looking at Wi-Fi models, obviously that's not going to matter. There's also several color options for each of these iPads, even though for me they're covered up most of the time with a case. You're also going to get a 10.9-inch liquid retina display with 2360 by 1640 pixels, 500 nits brightness on both of these, and in my opinion, both look really nice in person, plenty bright enough for most lighting situations. So good thing is you don't really have to decide between these two on which one has a better display because they're pretty much identical. You've got really nice viewing angles on both, 2160p resolution. When watching YouTube videos, no matter what streaming service you're watching, it's gonna look really nice on both iPads. You're also going to get the same battery size in both iPads. Each iPad lasted just over 5 hours before dying at 100% screen brightness in my battery drain test, which is not that great really compared to other tablets I've tested, but these two are just below average. Either way, regardless of which one you choose, it's going to have plenty of juice to get you through a normal workday, even longer if you turn the screen brightness down. Currently, both iPads are on iPad OS 15.4, and yeah, they're gonna feel pretty much identical. If you're familiar with other iPads within the last year or two, these are gonna be very familiar as well. If you have the 2nd gen Apple Pencil, it's gonna work on either one of these, and considering these are the same dimensions, you'll be able to use the same Magic Keyboard or Smart Keyboard Folio and other third-party accessories as well. Probably one of the biggest improvements is going to be they added the M1 processor instead of the A14 Bionic chip, making the new iPad Air 5 one of the fastest iPads that you can get, which is nice and all, but I haven't really seen my iPad Air 4 stutter or struggle with my usage. Maybe it's not considered heavy usage the way I use it, but even in video editing, the iPad Air 4 flies through pretty much everything that I'm testing, and there's no problems or overheating issues either. Gaming is going to be about the same on these two iPads as well. I didn't really notice a huge difference when playing Asphalt 9. PUBG Mobile, graphics look good on both. Games are loading pretty quick as well. If you're looking for a tablet that's good for gaming, either one of these is going to be good options in my opinion. Nice thing is you get speakers on both sides for both iPads. It's a little deceiving though because it looks like 4 speakers when it's really just 2, one on each side. You can tell when you cover 2 of them, the sound doesn't really change much, but then when you cover the other 2, it definitely muffles the sound. Now these aren't gonna sound as good as the iPad Pros or even the new Galaxy Tab S8 that just came out, pretty much all 3 versions. They're still gonna sound pretty decent for most things you'll be listening to, maybe just not quite as loud as I would like. I do think they could make these a tad bit louder overall, but here's a quick sample of each just to see what you think. And then one nice upgrade is the front-facing camera on the new iPad Air is now a 12 megapixel ultra-wide lens versus the previous 7 megapixels on the older iPad Air 4, and then pretty much the same rear-facing camera on both at 12 megapixels. You can also do video recording up to 4K 60 frames per second on both iPads, and both are going to be good for Zoom meetings or other video conference calls. Sure, the newer iPad Air might be slightly better and higher resolution, but for me it's not a huge enough difference to make me say you have to go with the newer iPad. Here's a few samples of photos and video just to give you an idea of what to expect from each. So hopefully this video gave you a little closer look at these two iPads. In my opinion, if you can get the iPad Air 4 cheap enough, I would say go for it. It's still gonna last for years. I don't feel like it's a big enough jump to upgrade if you already have the iPad Air 4. I'll be comparing the new iPad Air 5 to a couple other tablets I have coming up soon, so you'll definitely want to look out for those. Either way, both iPads are good options and may even be a better option than going with the iPad Pro for some people out there, depending on which versions you're considering. So if you've made it this far into the video, you may want to say thanks by subscribing, and don't forget to give a thumbs up if this video was helpful. This is Brian from Fishbee Productions. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.